What did you make of the approach your guys had coming in?
I thought we had a very professional approach today. We knew that they're a heavy help team that can kind of swallow the ball up if you play slow against them, and I thought our team did a really good job of attacking them, moving the ball side to side, keeping the ball ahead of their defense. We had great physicality earlier in the game on the defensive side of the ball. And, we don't take a win for granted. I mean, I thought we went out there, really earned the game, especially in the first half of that game, to build that type of lead.
What kind of development have you seen from Jay Will this season? It seems like his athleticism's into the game. He's more effective.
Yeah, I think the game slowed down for him on both ends, which is expected for a second-year player. I think, one thing you can underestimate is how fast the game moves for a player that's never played in an NBA game before. Micic is a good, example of that because he's a guy that's played a lot of basketball, and it's still an adjustment for him. He's played the highest level of basketball other than the NBA, and so then apply that thinking to a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, it's fast. He's done a great job. He's done a great job with his body. I think he's done a great job with his defensive fundamentals, his rim protection. You're seeing the shot blocking and shot altering. He's mixing that in with the charges this year, which was something that we had worked on with him, or that he had worked on. He's playing really well for us right now.
You guys came out extremely on fire on the defensive end. Shea had 5 steals, 3 blocks in the first half alone. What do you think about you guys' effort just on that end of the floor tonight, coming out?
Yeah, we knew with Miller and Washington and Bridges that we had to have great physicality on the ball, and we had to be really tight in our help. And I thought we set that tone from the onset of the game. I thought the stuff they got was earned and contested, especially early on. It was a team defense. We did a good job cleaning up the glass in the first half as well, and that set the tone for our offense.
To a 5x5, but he was flirting with it, and not a lot of guards in the history of the league are able to get that kind of a numerical sort of game. I just wonder, obviously he scores a lot, but what that says about all the ways he impacts a game.
Yeah, and he's rounded that out over time. It's impressive how he's improved. The steals has been an ongoing thing, the blocks has been an ongoing thing, but his defense has improved every single year he's been in the NBA. Bless you. And the offensive end, I thought tonight he was really on one early. He had as good of a blend of his play and plays for other guys as he's having all season. He had an unbelievable balance there in the first half of the game.
When you talk about being on one, a lot of times you think of that in terms of scoring, but did you see that from a playmaking standpoint?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, he was great pace, great aggression. Got his scoring in, but also just let the game tell him what to do and made the early play. I think the hardest balance for a guy like him is he wants his teammates to do well. I think there's a tendency sometimes to try to activate them by throwing ahead, but the best thing he can do for the team is leverage the advantage and leverage his gravity, and he's got to be aggressive first to do that and then let the game tell him what to do. I thought he did that at about as high a level as a player can do in the first half of that game.
And then one more, if I can, do you have All-Star Game plans, and have you thought about the possibility that you will be at the All-Star Game?
Yeah, I've been made aware of the possibility. It's not altering my decision-making in terms of how I'm coaching the games at all right now.
Mark, as much as we talked about, how grueling January was, how surprising, maybe not surprising to you, but surprising maybe to the general public of the effort you guys gave the other night after that type of month, just how comforting it is tonight, being up 30 at half, just the way the game unfolded.
Yeah, the score is what it was, but I thought, we played with really, really good, intention and pace and physicality in the first half of that game. I was really impressed by the approach that we took to the game tonight. We had the mentality that we needed to go earn the game, and we did that. And so very, very impressed by the team. Never take a win for granted. Guys did a great job of preparing. And it also, allowed us to get some gas back in the tank with minutes. We were, able to keep minutes down today, which was good because we turn around and play again on Sunday.
Mark, over the last couple of years, your team has consistently just progressed, gotten better and better. What has been the harder challenge, the climb up the mountain or sort of just staying towards the top where you guys are now in sort of unfamiliar waters compared to the last few years?
I mean, the best thing about what we've done, I think is organizational, and we certainly tried to carry it to the, team environment and the court, is having a set of, principles and standards that transcend, circumstance. And so, whether we were earlier in the build or whether, we're obviously having a good season record-wise, the stuff that we focus on is consistent. It's the same stuff that we've always focused on, and we try to help the players have the most consistent environment with that, that's independent of team context, outcome of the game, winning streak, losing streak, and that's been the approach. It hasn't been easier or harder. That's been the steady hum that we've tried to create.
You have a